so I can always switch off from my phone.
Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's paranormal investigation, coming to you from a deep, dark, creepy section of woods. Once we do get a few people in here, we will do an introduction, let you know what's going on here, what to be on the lookout for, also who's with me, and as to what we're going to try to utilize as far as tools for tonight. Hello everyone, welcome.
Did you just hear something like that?
I didn't. All right, so we're going to wait another minute or two. We'll get some more people here, and then we're going to introduce as to who is all here with me, as to what the story is about these woods and how we're going to be investigating. Yeah, your head is popping in.
Oh. I thought it was that one. No, I swear I thought I heard something like a branch fall or something back there.
You guys can see me or not. All right, so I'm gonna blind myself for you guys. So welcome everyone to get a little bit of sound here for you. Yeah, welcome to tonight's paranormal investigation. We are coming to you from a deep, dark, creepy spot in the woods. This was told to us by a viewer. Before I explain why we're here, I am joined by Alan, Revenge of the Apocalypse, who joins me for all the investigations, and a third member tonight, RJ78 Productions, who's going to be in charge of the chat to help keep moderation of all the comments and questions and just keep things flowing smoothly. I'm not going to be able to pay attention too much to the chat because we are going to focus on the investigation, but basically where we are is outskirts of an old children's camp. I believe it was last used, in the 80s. There's not really much left of it, but there are still some signs and remnants of it existing here. And reportedly what we were told is that when it was in operation, I think in the 70s, I'm not 100% sure, is that a young boy wandered off one of the trails, got lost, and from what I was told, was never found. He never found his way back. Camp counselors or employees or staff couldn't find him. And it was actually a pretty big investigation that took place to locate him. And from what I was told, he was never found. We don't know if he is deceased, if he got kidnapped. We don't know what the story is. But on top of that, in more recent times, people have been hearing screams, strange sounds, even cries of a young child back here. So we're going to keep our ears peeled to see if we could hear anything that replicates that, whether it be an animal or a spirit or something else. But it's dark, it's creepy. We are here as three of us because we want to do this in safety in numbers. Alan is filming for his channel, so we'll have a link down below in the description once that video is available. But we are doing this live for you guys. We do have a number of tools we're going to utilize tonight, and I'll show you those next. Okay, so left to right is the K2 meter. Do have the mag flashlight. On the stand there is the laser grid. The bigger light is a fluorescent light. On the right is a temperature gun. And then on the bottom is Alan's thermal gun. He also has equipment deployed in the woods right now with his Jessie doll and a thermal grid off in that direction. We're going to start our investigation here. We're on top of a big boulder right now, which was used as part of the campgrounds for trails. And we're going to kind of keep quiet, but we're also going to do some K2 sessions. We'll set up the laser grid. And if you guys hear anything, see anything, let us know in the comment section. If you're watching this on the replay, feel free to timestamp it so we could go back and analyze the footage.
So right now we're powering up the thermal gun. This heat signature that you're seeing on the screen, this is Jason in front of me for reference that it picks up heat.
Okay, so what you're looking at right now is a laser grid. It is pointed off in front of us here. Do you have the temperature gun? We're going to get a base reading here. So ambient temperature is 75 degrees. So we're going to scan various areas. If we see any cold pockets or cool areas, we're going to try to focus on those. All right, we're fluctuating here. Okay. So the one thing I can tell you is that it is very dark here. A lot of canopy overhead of us, so there's no light or moonlight or anything shining down through the trees. There was a lot of activity with birds and stuff before, which have significantly quieted down, and there's a lot of bugs out. Very humid as well. We're standing here sweating, literally. But we're going to do our best to give this an honest investigation to see if we hear or notice anything. We may move around to different parts of the woods as well, but we're going to do a location at a time here. I'm going to grab my K2 in a second. We'll try and see if we get any activity on that. It's actually almost eerily quiet.
It's crazy too, because like there was a lot of sounds from nature, and then as soon as we set up and started filming, it just got so dead.
So what we're doing at the moment is just staying still, staying quiet, kind of absorbing the environment, letting our senses kind of adjust to everything. And before we got started, I should say, just as we got started, Alan did hear something in the distance. I didn't hear it. I don't know if it was natural or not, but we do want to have our senses be more alive, so to speak, so we could pick up any sights or sounds better. So we're just going to wait a few moments to adjust, and then we'll do some investigating. Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's live stream. RJ is in the chat as the moderator, so any questions or concerns, he will address them with you.
Actually, I thought I saw something small, like go across down there. Yep, there was a weird sound again.
I heard that.
Hello?
So right where the light's pointing is where Alan's equipment is. We heard something fall or knock on the tree over there. We both heard it distinctly.
Like right back over here where it's like a little bit clearer.
Yeah.
I thought I saw something black go across up until like this tree. I didn't see it then. And then whatever that like metal, sound like a metal pipe or something, and then something on it like a tree branch or something. Really hoping my audio picked that up.
Yeah, that's right by your camera.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to grab the K2 meter. I'm going to have Alan kind of man the live stream because if I stand too close to the phone, it will interfere with it. So I'll do it off in front of you guys so you can see if there's any activity. But he will talk to you guys and let you know what's going on. So give me a moment here as I grab that. I'm going to turn the camera towards this way here.
Somebody's saying if you hear a knock on the tree, it's Bigfoot. Somebody
Can you
else
see
said
me in the camera?
Clifffoot.
You're dark, but
Can you
yeah.
see this?
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, why is it just going off like that?
It's got a red spike there.
So if you guys on the live stream are following the light right there, it did actually just go up pretty significant.
If there's anyone here with us, we're trying to make contact with you. This is a meter that will allow you to communicate with us. All you have to do is try to touch it. It will light up the lights. There you go. Try to touch it. If you make it go yellow, orange, or red, you could answer some yes questions, yes and no questions. Just try to touch it. It'll light up. If someone is here, please let us know. I'm getting some. Ooh. Look at
Wow.
that.
Wow. Do you guys see that?
That's about child's height right there too. And then it goes away. That's about waist high.
Are you guys okay on the audio?
You may have to repeat anything, but I'm kind of far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody said they can't hear you.
Just tell them I'm asking questions to make contact.
Right now he's asking questions to make contact. Where the spike had just happened was about child's height. Yep, there we go again. I'm getting chills.
If you're here, please make that go yellow. It won't harm you. It's like a toy. Just try to pick it up. It's not staying in one spot.
RJ, do you feel anything over there? You don't feel cold?
I felt a nice breeze, but like a slight breeze, not a nice breeze.
I'm gonna leave it here. Okay, so right there is the K2 meter resting behind the laser grid. You may or may not have saw, I did a couple questions asking someone to make contact. When I moved it down to about waist height, it did turn yellow a few times. Almost like it was a child's height. Go ahead. But it wouldn't stay in one spot. It's almost like it kept moving around. I was able to repeat that a few times, but it would not answer on command and would not stay lit. But it did go to yellow 3 or 4 different times about waist height. Shh.
You gotta be kidding me.
There's screaming right now, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear that. In the far distance, there's some screaming. And now gunshots.
Okay, I'm getting scared. I want to go home now.
Can you guys hear that?
I'm really hoping audio picks this up, but there is, sounds like somebody screaming out here.
We're hearing gunshots and screaming at the same time.
Oh, this is really bad.
That's residential. I don't want to turn the light on, but I thought I saw something move in the distance in front of one of the green lights. I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me or what. You may hear the screaming on Alan's video. He's rolling 2 cameras, but basically where you're facing, the far left, I would imagine 100 yards away or so, there was some screaming, like for a good portion of time. Actually a little unsettling.
Yeah, because that was out further in the woods.
Yeah. So the K2 meter is showing no activity as it's sitting there, but we're going to keep an eye on it. But where the laser grid is showing in front of you guys, I know the camera's not picking up really well, but I did see a moment ago something in the distance block out one of the lights. I can't confirm what it was, but something did physically block out one of the beams of light.
I'm really hoping you guys can hear that.
I'm going to grab the microphone, trying to point it towards your direction because this is kind of creepy. Give me a moment here.
It's kind of crazy how the K2 went like.
Okay, have you guys plugged in? I'm going to hold the mic in my hand. If we hear that sound again, I'm going to point the mic towards that direction.
weird because constantly, like, that direction, it keeps sounding like there's like a metal pipe that keeps getting like funked off of a tree.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to get you guys closer to the laser grid so you can pay more closer attention to that. So give me a moment here.
Is that gunshots or fireworks?
That's fireworks, I think. Okay, hopefully that's a little better. I have you guys closer to the laser grid now. So keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything block the lights, let me know and where you see it at. Laser grid is used to see if anything passes in front of it, such as a shadow or anything that was trying to form, to manifest. If it moves in front of the light, it'll block out one of those beams and we could see that something is physically in front of us. Muppets in Manilow. Be safe out there, loving it so far. $25. Thank you so much, Muppets in Manilow.
Every time we go on a hunt, I always wonder if it's going to be the one that makes me say, why did you do this?
Mike, I didn't send you an invite because you said you were going camping with Cliff. Otherwise, you would have been here with us.
This is definitely worth taking.
Now, I have done, some walking videos in the woods before by myself and with people, which is, different on its own element. But when you're doing an investigation where a reported child is missing and there's sounds, random sounds coming from the woods, you do feel a bit vulnerable just standing here, not knowing if anything's watching you.
How's everything going with the K2?
It's been quiet now. All right, so we're going to spend another moment or two here. Then we're going to might pick up and move closer to where Alan's equipment is, and we'll focus on that area next. Hopefully everyone is enjoying their weekend so far. It's been not the most favorable with weather. It's been raining on and off today, muggy, warm, but thankfully it's dry now. We are sweating our butts off, but it's worth it.
K2.
Really?
Yeah. It just went twice.
All right, so Alan just saw the K2 go off.
Yep, there we go again.
Why do we pick this area? As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we were requested to come here because of a child that used to belong to a camp here long ago that went missing, was never found. And there's reports of his screams being heard and random noises throughout the year. And one of our viewers reached out to us and told us about this location and asked us to come here and investigate it.
If you're curious about the light, just go ahead and keep touching it. That's a way for us to communicate with you.
Yes, Donna, that is done off camera, though.
noise again.
Yeah. Kelly, it was sometime in the late 70s, we were told. The camp shut down sometime in the 80s.
Don't be afraid. We're only here to communicate with you. We're not here to hurt you in any way.
The little lights are a laser grid. It's projecting laser dots into the foreground and background to allow us to see if anything or anyone tries to cross in front of it. Cindy, some of the information we cannot reveal due to the request of the viewer. They do live in the area and they don't want to have people coming doing random explorations or investigations. So out of respect for them, we were told to keep the location discreet. We were only able to share what we told you guys. Now, K2 is actually on the ground below the camera. You can't see it at the moment, but it did go off twice a few moments ago, but nothing steady. If anyone's having trouble with the stream or the chat, try to back out of it and reload it. Make sure the red line is all the way to the right and shows live. That way you're not behind. So we're kind of remaining still here. We're hearing some random sounds in the distance. One of which we've heard a few times now. It sounds like something big and heavy, almost like a pipe being hit or struck with something.
Yeah, the only thing that's unsettling with that too is the fact that it's like it seems like it's always in the same location.
Yeah. It seems like it's actually right between the two grid areas.
Yeah.
Where it's dark.
Yeah, there it was again.
I don't know. It looks like I saw like a light flicker down there and it wasn't your equipment. I don't know what it was. Yeah, there are lightning bugs out, fireflies. So those are floating green dots. We want to focus on the stationary ones. You want to try doing any work with the K2 or?
Sure.
Let me back up.
Can you see it on your...
1 second. Okay, so as I just showed, Alan is in front of us now with the K2. He's going to do a little session. So we're going to keep a focus on the green light and see if it flickers or changes colors.
If you're here with us and you would like to communicate, please feel free to touch this device. It'll turn colors as a way to be able to ask you yes or no questions, which will be able to help determine if you're trapped here, if you're lost here, or if you're just simply trying to find your way out. help getting to the light, we can do that. We can help you. All we need is for your cooperation with just coming towards this device. Whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
All the lights just moved.
The laser grid?
Yeah. Like literally right next, like right to the left of the door.
The light physically moved like your laser grid?
No, just,
Something blocked it?
yeah.
Okay,
It was
so
weird too because there was like a, it sounded like somebody stepping on, well, like that.
so Alan just spotted something down on his laser grid move in front of it, which he may or may not have got on camera.
You know, it's weird, but I really feel like there's a lot of activity going on down that way, just between the sounds and everything.
We can move closer down there.
What do they think? Do they want us to stay up?
Moving behind the grid.
So it seems like most activity that we're finding or hearing so far is located to the left of me, kind of the direction Alan's facing, down near his equipment. It's a little bit more secluded with tree cover and stuff like that, so the signal may or may not get a little bit glitchy or pixelated, but if you would like, we can move down there and focus on that area next.
Real quick, so I can curb everybody's answer everybody's questions. Yes, see, I'm here.
Yeah, he is here. Cindy, we don't know a whole lot. We just know he's a young boy, around 10 years of age. He was doing a hiking activity with his group, somehow wandered off and never returned. They went searching for him and never found him. And I guess the hunt went on for a long time. And to this date, there's never been confirmation that he was ever found again. Okay, I think we're going to change directions here and focus on another area. I know the camera's focusing in and out right now. It's hard to pick up the image with the darkness, so give us a few moments here to move everything and we're going to continue on. I'm going to come back for that.
Okay, too.
Yeah, the laser. We do have other equipment too, which we'll utilize as well. Okay, so what you're looking at is the Jesse doll right now. Alan has it there with the camera focused on it and the laser grid. So we're going to focus on this area now. still coming through okay?
It's actually blipping like it's focusing. Having.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me tap the focus on it. I'm going to set up my laser grid and hopefully give us some more light too. I'm going to cross the streams.
Don't cross the streams. Dope. Need some Velcro. I can't really see that from the camera. Still, oh, there you go. Yeah, now you can see it.
Is the image coming through clear on your end?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Somebody mentioned in the chat that they're wondering if the child fell down into a mine. I said that we don't know of any mines in the area. There could be, but we don't know.
Yeah, the only thing we do know of, we did scout the area when it was daylight. There is some natural cave areas and crevices, but nothing that I think would be too deep or too far that they wouldn't be able to get out or be found. Starfire, $5. Love your ghost hunting videos. Thank you so much, Starfire. Let me adjust that laser grid so we get full coverage because there's a gap there. Okay, so we got two laser grids going, full coverage in front of us. We got the Jesse doll, we got the K2 meter. Alan's rolling on his cameras. And in a few moments I'm going to deploy. I heard something back there. Just heard a sound. In a few moments we're going to pull out the mag light, see if we can make any contact with that, which seems to be relatively successful at our last investigation at Concrete City and Knox Mine disaster. And just to show you the dot off to the bottom left is the K2 meter or so. That green dot there is what we're going to be looking at for any activity. Here we go, pulsating again. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, I'm going to keep the flashlight on low just to help it keep focusing because we're having some issues with it not picking up the low light. So next to the doll there is a device, as I mentioned before, called the K2 meter. It's just a device with lights on it. It goes from green to red. If you try to touch it or pick it up, it will change different colors. It won't hurt you. It's almost like a little toy. And if you pick it up or make the lights light up, we can communicate with you with some yes or no questions. All we need you to do is try to touch it. If you want, you can knock it over. Make it light up, whatever you want to do. Let us know that you're here.
like how much coverage we got with both grids going.
Yeah. Yeah, with the coverage we have right now with the laser grids, if anything was to move in front of us within 180 degrees of vision, we would see it. The only thing that's vulnerable to us right now is our backs, but the sounds we heard came from in front of us here. If you like toys, there is a doll hanging there. The doll's name is Jessie. You could try to pick it up and carry it or hold it. We did bring it especially for you. Where's my flashlight? The mag light. You may want to do a scan too on your thermal just to see.
Yeah, I can do that in front of yours.
We're going to do another temperature reading here. So ambient temperature dropped about 2 degrees, but no cold pockets or anything. Kelly Finello, $5 super sticker. Thank you so much, Kelly.
Talk to him like a kid, not an adult.
Oh, we're trying to. That's why we're asking him to play with the doll and to touch the lights like it's a toy. But we don't know for certain if it is a child spirit. We're just going by what we were told here, so we're doing our best. Does that pick up on camera at all?
Nifty.
It actually looks pretty cool on the doll there. Hang on.
Let me shut mine. Wow.
Actually, let me put that closer and illuminate her. How's that look?
That actually looks pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Oh, almost knocked you guys over. Okay, so we have, let me straighten you guys out. We put a fluorescent light to illuminate the Jessie doll. That's what you're seeing right now. She's glowing purple like a black light. So that'll help draw some attention to it and give us a different light specter to try to see with our cameras. You can actually see bugs and stuff flying in front of it too.
Actually works out too because of the white corner. It's really making it pop.
Somebody sees a half a skull face.
Yeah, I saw that too. Tabby, we're not having any direct responses yet. The K2 meter did go off a few times. Oh, it's going off right now. K2 just went orange. Hello, is there someone here with us? That K2 just went orange. Solid orange. If you did that, please try to do it again. We'd like to talk with you. We have some toys here if you want to play with us.
Oh, here it goes.
Can you guys see that? K2's going off. Yes, please try to touch it again, please. So that single dot to the left of the Jessie doll is the K2 meter. And it went off twice already, hitting orange. There, it's going again.
Something just touched my head.
What branch?
Maybe. Oh, it's waving.
It's waving at you.
Just got attacked by a leaf. Thought it was something else.
Yeah, nature's attacking RJ. You got to bring that fluorescent light more often.
Yeah.
You know what we could do too, if you get some fluorescent paint to put on it, it'll really glow.
Yeah, if you think about it, the neon lighting, that's something that might attract.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, I heard that. If you're here with us, we'd love to talk with you. My name is Jay. My friends here are Alan and RJ. We mean you no harm. If you're a young boy or a child, we'd like to play with you. We did bring some toys and some lights. All you have to do is try to touch some of them. And if you are someone else, we'd still like to make contact with you. If you can make the lights change yellow or orange or red, there you go. Yes, if you could make it turn orange again, we'd like to talk with you. Can you do it one more time? Turn it orange? You got to keep it on orange for a couple seconds, please. We're getting hits, but they're not being direct responses, though. So it's almost like someone's being curious with it or doesn't know what to do. But it's hit a few times now in this position, and no one's by it.
Did we get a name? Somebody's asking for a name.
We didn't get a name, unfortunately. We could give it a name, but we didn't get a direct name. We just know it was around a 10-year-old boy. We do have a spirit box. I didn't bring it with me. We've had some questionable results with that. Okay.
there is actually, I've been looking into some more equipment, and I actually did come across that there is a mic, like a digital recorder, but you can plug earbuds or you can plug like small speakers into it, and you won't have any of the fuzziness, the static from like a radio frequency like the spirit boxes do, but it'll actually just be a live response. So anything that it picks up, it will just automatically play in real time. So that might be something that I add on my list for purchasing for later on.
Do you want to give a scan in front of this with the thermal?
Yeah. Let me set this up real quick.
Alan's going to grab his thermal gun, which is one of our newer pieces of equipment. We did use it at... Did you have it at Concrete City or just Knox Mine?
It was at Concrete City. Yeah.
Concrete City and Knox Mine.
Yeah, we just didn't really get to use it because of the...
Yeah, so it picks up heat images, and we'll demonstrate how it looks with me in front of it. And then he's going to scan the area to see if anything comes up as far as heat signatures. Let me go in front, and then you could pick me up, and then just make sure it shows up in camera.
Yep. Yeah, watch yourself. All right, guys, so right here.
You see me?
Yep. All right, so if you guys see the heat right there, that's JP waving his hand. You can see his head's the hottest, his hands are the hottest. And now we just have kind of blue going on here.
If you even want to go closer up front and scan around, you could.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this does, I can take photos on it, so if I see something, I'll snap it. Why did my camera shut off? It was recording. Huh?
Alan's camera just shut off.
Like it completely just went off.
Huh.
Not that battery, is it?
No, shouldn't be. Still has battery.
Yeah, Alan's camera was recording and shut off on its own.
This kid
like
likes
down
high-tech stuff, not dolls, apparently.
It's down to like a quarter though, so I'm gonna change it while I'm at it. That's weird though, because it does have battery still. That shouldn't have went off.
All right, so he's going to change his battery for his camera just to make sure it's a full one. And then he's going to do the thermal scan and see if we pick up anything in the distance. Yeah, all we can tell you, this was a former children's camp, and a 10-year-old boy wandered off sometime in the late 70s when he was doing hiking with his group, and they searched for him for days. Became a really intense investigation, and like I said, until now, as far as we know, he has not been found. Now, what you guys are watching is live. We're not manipulating anything, trying to pull any fakery. What we see is what you see. And if anything happens, it's happening live. If nothing happens, nothing happens. We're not trying to make anyone believe or to convince anyone that something is here if it's not. So Alan's going to do a sweep here with the thermal gun.
So far, it's just a lot of blue.
And the K2 has gone dead in the last few minutes, but it did go orange a few times. Once he's done, I am going to deploy my flashlight, which has been successful in the past, where I twist the cap so it's just barely off, barely on. If anything tries to touch it, it turns it on, and we can use that to communicate.
Now, one thing I do want to point out to anybody watching this video that was around for when we did the Knox mine, if you guys remember, this thing was, we would point it at the woods and it would just, all of a sudden there would just be orange and yellow blobs on it. You know, this is a good example to show you that this just being all blue is exactly what we should be seeing when we do this. We shouldn't be seeing any other colors pointing it at out in the woods.
Right. Yeah, so it's functioning correctly.
Yeah, so
it's showing blue.
Was definitely something going on.
Yeah, so those of you who heard, Knox Mine Disaster, when we use that, is showing significant heat signatures of red in the woods, even though nothing was there. Here it's showing blue, which it should be showing that because there's no one there. But the people are saying maybe there's a malfunction or something else is going on, but that's not the case.
Yeah, because it's showing up on screen. You know, same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's working like it should. All right, I'm going to deploy my flashlight, and we'll see if we get any results with that. Can you see this here or no? If I turn it on, can you see this?
Yeah, yeah.
Camera?
Yep.
Yeah.
So right now he's putting down the flashlight, which is another form of communication. So if anything touches it, it's going to bridge the connection and be able to turn the flashlight on and off. Being attacked by moths.
Yeah.
My battery's about dead.
Okay, so I do have the flashlight, which is a mini mag light, laying on a rock there. It's twisted so that the power is barely off. If anything was to touch it, it would turn on. And it has been successful in the past. K2 meter's going off again. And we have used the flashlight. Ooh, that was a good hit right there. We used it significantly for contact at the Concrete City investigation. I had some direct answers with that flashlight, so we're going to see if anything wants to try to use it instead of the doll or the K2 meter.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious if this is an instance where it likes you, because it seems like anytime you go near anything is when it starts to like want to show activity.
Yeah. All right, we do see you touching the K2 meter. It is lighting up for us. Behind it on the other rock is a flashlight. It's almost like a little children's flashlight. You could use it to play with it and run around in the woods here. All you have to do is try to pick it up. It'll light up for us, and it'll light up for you if you want to use it. And if you do make it light up, we could try to talk to you and help you maybe. But we need to have some solid responses in order for us to help you and speak with you. So if you are a child, play with it as a little toy. You're welcome to take it with you. If you are someone else or something else, you're welcome to use it as well to try to communicate. And just to get you guys to understand why we picked this significant area, I should say specific area that we are, there's a lot of big boulders here, and it was at one time part of the camp. There was actually a trail that went through here where kids would have to follow a path. Well, there's a lot of hiding spaces. There's a lot of crevices, some little tiny caverns and stuff like that. It would be an ideal area if I was a kid that we would want to play here. So we think this would be a good location to focus on just because it's a very fun area with stones and boulders and things to climb on and hide behind. That's why we picked this particular section of woods.
Lynn Henley suggested someone sit by the doll and offer it to him.
Okay, well, we could both try that. Alan wants to try it first since it is his doll, and then if there's no responses, I could try.
Okay.
Oh, Retro, you should have gave us a transformer. So Alan's going to go sit down on the rock by there and try to make an offering of the doll over to whoever's here. Maybe convince someone to come close if they're scared.
If anybody's here, if you're a little kid, we do have a doll that you can play with. I'm sure you haven't had a lot of opportunities to play with toys, and I'm sure you miss toys. Feel free to reach for it, play with it a little bit if you want. You can move its arms, its legs. You can even take its hat off if you want. Right next to it is the toy with the little green light.
Not sure if you could hear him. He's just trying to make communication and talk to it as if it was a little boy.
If you touch the light, maybe you can show us your favorite color. If you touch it, it'll change color. So maybe you can change it and show us what your favorite color is. There's also a light if you're afraid of the dark. You could touch it and it'll turn on. Even if you think you can't, just give it a try. We brought this stuff here specifically so that way you can play with it.
You feeling anything?
Just a lot of bugs.
Because you're in the light, they're attracted to it.
See you, Edith. Thanks for stopping by. So Alan's getting attacked by bugs really bad, but he's not really feeling anything. I'm going to go... Oh, K2's going. Just as I said that, the K2 meter started flickering.
Oh man, that's brutal.
Just go over the microphone here.
There you go. So one thing I want to mention, if you guys were able to hear anything that I was saying, basically, I know the idea was, the question of, can we do like an offering of, the doll? When you're doing things in this particular type of thing, making it seem as if it can own it, is where you can have issues with attachments and like even if it's a possession or things like that. So
That is true.
anytime that we try to, in your terms, offer, we more or less want to say that, while it's here, they can play with it, they can touch it. but we never want to select it as its own, as giving it, because then if there is something that is a negative energy here, then it could always take advantage of those words. And believe it or not, spirits are actually very tricky and manipulative when it comes to wording. So that's something we always just have to take into consideration. But that was definitely a good question, to actually invite it further to fully play with it.
I'm actually going to move the flashlight to that rock you were sitting on.
Okay.
Just got asked too to shine where the K2 is so they can. There you go. Can you see that where it's at? The Southeast PA Pyro was asking.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on camera.
Try calling the name Emma. Where's your back button at?
Okay, so let them know the flashlight's here now.
All right, so right there where he's pointing, we relocated the flashlight.
I'll try to make contact here and talk to them as they're on that button here.
Just watch your eyes.
That's trippy. So as I mentioned, my name is Jay. We do come here in peace and respect to try to communicate with you.
K2, K2.
Yep. Yeah, I think it likes you, Jay.
Getting attacked here like crazy.
Yeah.
If that is you, can you try to light up orange? I'd like to try to talk with you. You can touch the K2 again, try to touch the flashlight or the doll. Here we go. This is brutal.
Yeah.
I can't take anymore. Sorry. Getting eaten alive.
Yeah, it's bad sitting in the bug pit over there. I swallowed a bug.
Yeah.
I had one go up my nose, so I get it.
All right, I couldn't take any more, guys. I'm sorry. In the lights, it just draws the bugs right to you.
Whoa.
Whoa, flashlight.
Whoa. Shining right on me.
That's right where I was just sitting. Can you turn that off, please? Just to show you, no one is there.
K2's going at the same time.
All right, we saw that you found the flashlight. Can you please turn it off? Just put it down or walk away from it.
Wow.
That is literally 3 feet away from where I was sitting.
So the question is, did it take a seat where you were?
I wanted to stay there longer. I just couldn't take the bugs, though. It was horrible. But something is there that turned on that flashlight.
Not that you're going to want me to say this, but I'm going to make the attempt. If you want Jay to sit back down in that spot, turn the light off.
Really?
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm going to take it a step further.
Oh.
If you want me to sit down by you, please turn the light back on.
K2, what?
I can't sit there long with all the bugs, but I will sit down again if you can turn the light right back on. I actually have no objection sitting there. It's just there's hundreds of bugs and they're flying in your eyes and ears and mouth and crevices, and it's not pleasant.
I don't know if they see it on your screen. Because actually, I think that's what's giving you the focus issues, is all the bugs.
You can see some of them, not as much as in person though.
Yeah, your screen's flipping again.
Is there anyone here with the name of Emma? If there's an Emma here, please touch one of the devices to make it light up. Yeah, Frederick, we're doing our best with the focus. It's really dark and it's hard to pick up the low light, but we're making the best of it. If you are a little boy, can you please make the flashlight turn on? Just try to pick it up again, or stand by it, or touch it. But if you're a little boy, please touch the light or the K2 meter. Make the lights turn green or yellow. Well, Pyro, we have that light on to highlight that doll, you know, to draw attention to it. So even though it's attracting bugs, it's helping attract other things too. Because this is the most activity we've had so far.
I'm thinking same T name, Timmy or Tommy.
If you're a little girl, can you please turn on the light? Try to touch the doll. Try to do anything to let us know that you're here and you're a little girl. I know you're not going to like this question, but I'm going to ask it because we're not getting any responses here.
Here we go.
If you are something else other than a little boy or girl, anything else, please turn on the light or touch the meter. Let us know that you're here with us.
What the hell?
What?
Ooh.
Oh, in the white. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, boy. So, something caught our eye to the right, and after that question, the light came back on. So there's something here, not a boy or girl. We're going to try to narrow it down. At this point, we don't know what it is or who it is, but we did get a response to that question.
What'd you guys see? I didn't see it.
There was just a light.
So yeah, something caught, it was like a light and it moved and caught our attention over there.
And then right after that, the flashlight turned on.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, we got to definitely, you know, in that case, tread lightly would work.
Yeah. So whoever you are, whatever you are, turn the light back off, please. You need to turn it all the way off. Thank you. So we're going to try to narrow it down if they're willing to communicate with us to find out if it's a man, a woman, if it's something other than a spirit. We don't want it to provoke anything or to draw anything out, but we do want to try to get some answers here. If it gets to a point where it seems to be uncomfortable or unsafe, we will pretty much end things. So we're not going to push the limits too far, but something is here. We did confirm it's not a little boy or a little girl.
Well, generic question. Were you ever alive? If you were alive, please turn the light on.
Or touch the other device, make the lights go orange. You could use either device to communicate. If you go orange, that's a yes answer. All right, we got a response. Not an immediate response, but it is a response. A bit delayed. There may be trouble with communication, maybe trouble with gathering enough energy to touch the light as well. So we can't rule it out as not a response.
I'm kind of wondering if it's not liking me move, because it seems like whenever I move, that light comes on. And it's shining right at me.
K2. It went to the middle.
Here's a question I'm going to ask that somebody mentioned. Are you a spirit of the woods? If you are, keep the light on bright.
What's the spirit of the woods?
Could just be a spirit that's attached to the woods. I mean, could be a human or otherwise, animal or anything. All right, so that response is questionable because the light was already on, but it did stay on longer when I asked it. Are you a human spirit? Were you walking on this earth at one time? If you were alive and a human spirit at one time, a human being walking on this earth, please make the light go on. If we could get confirmation that it was, then we can narrow it down to man or woman and possibly age range. Are you a Native American or an Indian? Was this at one time your home? If so, please light up the lights. All right, we did get a response to either being a Native American or living in these woods at one time. We're going to ask another question asked by a viewer once the light does go off. All right, we saw your response. Please turn the light back off. I did say Indian or Native American, so hopefully one of those will correlate. Can you please turn the light back off? We do see that you're here with us. I heard like a heavy footstep over there.
I didn't hear it.
I heard something too.
I heard like
The light just went off too.
like heavier though.
It's so weird because there's something that's constantly drawing us to that location.
I'll go up on top again because he has a better view from up there. So he doesn't see anything.
All right. So off to my right, off camera, probably about 30 feet away, I heard a heavy footstep. Like a big heavy person landing their foot on the ground, and it made a large, like, doof, like a large hit. But there's nothing that we could see.
Which, as you guys can see on my camera, it would have been over in this vicinity.
You're right by the tree there. That's where I heard it. Actually, I'll spin you guys around and show you. So where that tree is that's laying across, I heard the sound over there. Lights back on.
That was me.
It's like a firecracker.
Yeah, there's like a corner. What? Are you serious?
Did it go off again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who are?
Okay, this is even more bizarre. Alan is right next to me holding his camera in his hand.
I don't know if they can see the battery bar on there.
Bring it up a little bit. Yeah, top right corner. He's got a full battery. And it shut off on him for the second time while it was in his hands. The flashlight has been going on and off now. We need to get back to some questions here. Things are just getting a little more frequent here with activity.
I don't see anything over there.
Yeah, you missed it. I'm literally holding my camera and it turned off again. And I have a full battery.
That's weird.
Yeah, this video will be up. It will be under the Paranormal playlist. And Alan is recording for his channel. He will have an edited video in the coming days. Okay, a question that we were told to ask you. Are you someone who is connected to the camp? Either as someone who was visiting the camp or worked at the camp? But were you involved with it in some way? If yes, please turn on the light. We just got a response right there. Solidly lit. That was a question if someone was connected to the camp. Now that could be from the early days when it first was opened, which I don't know the dates on that, but it did close, I believe, in the early 80s. So it could be...
Did you say it opened like in the 40s sometime?
Maybe 40s if I could remember. Some of the details were vague, but this could be someone who was employed there, like a counselor or a staff member. It could be someone who was visiting. We're going to try to get that answer next.
Or maybe even someone that was a part of putting it together, like, building structures.
Yeah. Like an organizer or even someone who helped create it physically with structures. So our next question for you: were you employed with the camp? Were you a member of the staff or an employee or a counselor who worked at the camp with the children? Please turn on the light. Yeah, Alan, we're hoping we get some answers. We got a few so far. Not super immediate responses, but close enough to give us some answers. So we got nothing for that. Are you someone who visited the camp as a child or as an adult, as just a visitor, or have fun times or memories here? If so, please turn on the light.
Sounded like a tin can.
All right, we got a response there. So it's not someone who worked at the camp, it's someone who did visit. So this is even getting more puzzling now, because originally they did not answer yes that they were a child. But now we need to figure out if it's a child or an adult that visited the camp. But we did get a response for that.
Maybe a parent of a child.
Yeah, that could be too. All right, Sandra, we'll ask that in a moment. And just remember, guys, we are here live. There's no one manipulating that flashlight. There's 3 of us here standing behind the camera. Whatever is happening in real time. If you are appreciating our efforts, the best way to let us know is to give the video a thumbs up before you leave. So Sandra wanted me to ask. I'm going to ask you why the... Okay, lights off. Let's ask. Let me see what she said here. Bobby or Robbie? Is your name Bobby or Robbie? If so, please turn the light back on. Well, that is a possibility, Alan. The only thing is that the camp was old enough for kids who were left to be here on their own. So I think it was like from like pre-teens up to teenagers. So I don't believe they'd be young enough where they wouldn't understand. I'd imagine they'd have to be probably at least 7, 8, 9 years old to be here unattended without parental supervision. So that's just my assumption, though. Something maybe trying to trick us. Yes, possibility. Are you some...
I heard like a wet thud.
What?
I heard like a wet thud.
All right, 1 second. Alan heard something. Tabby, that's actually a good question. I'll ask that next. Are you responsible or have anything to do with the young boy's disappearance here in these woods? If so, please turn on the light. This is one of those times I'm hoping we do not get a response. Gotta be kidding me. That was within about 6 or 7 seconds of me asking if they have anything to do with the disappearance of the young boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really too happy with that response. I was hoping it would not turn on. So that means we are possibly dealing with someone who was a dangerous individual at one point. And in their afterlife, are they still dangerous? That's the question. All right, we're gonna gotta think of our next approach here. All right, I do have another question I'm gonna ask since we did get that response. If the boy who was missing, if you were responsible for his disappearance, can you tell us, is he still alive? Did he survive? If he survived and is still alive, can you please turn the light back on?
Now's the time we want it to turn on.
Yeah. I just felt a chill too.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's time to go now.
I just got chills all of a sudden, guys. Like, now my whole body's tingling. Oh my God. I felt like I just walked into like a freezer. My whole body just got the chills all at once.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to ask an uncomfortable
Yeah, it's definitely not
question.
cold out here either.
Come closer to the microphone, please.
Okay. All right, so I decided I'm going to ask a very uncomfortable question. Did you murder the boy that went missing? If you did, turn the light on. Luckily, no response, but I feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah. Now, with me getting the chills, zombie saying it's the woods, it very well could be. I'm not saying me getting the chills is related to paranormal, but at that exact moment, though, we're out here, hour and a half almost, and that just happened all of a sudden. So, okay, so light came on, but that's a very delayed response. We're going to ask another question once it goes off to see if we could get a more direct response. I'm going to ask another question, which is probably going to be uncomfortable. We're hoping we don't get an answer for it, but it's going to help kind of tie in the puzzle pieces together.
I'm actually curious something too. If there's a chance that maybe this person and the boy was like maybe running back here, if there was like an accidental death that it feels responsible for.
That could be true. Let me ask mine first, then you can ask that.
Yep.
Yeah, so we got two important questions we're gonna ask once the light goes off. And those of you who are tuning in, just to show you again, no one is there touching that light. It's not a remote control light. People have even called us out for trying to pretend that we're using trickery. This is real time. All the equipment is equipment you would buy at Walmart or Amazon. Nothing other than a mini mag light that we're communicating with right now. So my next question, if you are responsible for the disappearance of this young boy and he didn't survive, do you know where his body is right now? If his body is somewhere in these woods, please turn on the light. Somebody asked to. Okay, so we got a response here. It's probably about 10 to 12 seconds, though, not as fast as we would like. So that may be a partial yes, partial no. But Alan has a question, and one of the viewers has a question as well. I'm going to relay the question to Alan if he wants to throw it in with his once the light goes off. But one of the viewers asked if maybe they were part of the search party and maybe they found him, or maybe, you know, came upon him, but they were helping search for him in a good way.
Right.
But once that goes off, ask your question and see. It was relatively quick, but we had other responses within 5 to 7 seconds. This was around 10 to 12 seconds. Not a bad response, but not a quick one. But the good thing is that we're noticing is the light is coming on and off solidly. It's not fading in, fading off. It's literally like someone is touching the light and taking their hand away.
What?
You guys didn't hear that?
I heard that in the distance. I didn't know what it was.
I heard
Is that like a scream?
I heard a scream sound.
Yeah.
There it is again.
Yeah, that's really far and faint. Yeah, I did hear that.
Oh, this is what a night.
All right, go with your question, Alan.
Okay. Did you unintentionally play a part in the boy's death? Was it an accident? If it was, turn the light on, please.
We'll ask that next, Stephen, along with Bobby's question. We'll put them together. You know, I just thought it too. I'm going to throw this in. This is going to be a good question. Our next question. Did you help search for the boy? Were you part of the search party or possibly the person who found him? That was a direct response, but I wasn't even finished with my question. I do have more to that question. I'm going to wait for them to turn the light off to finish my question because that was, they basically cut me off right there saying they were part of the search party. But I have more to that question, which I want to find out the answer to. So we're going to wait just a moment.
What was that?
Something making noise in the distance. Same general direction that we heard before. All right, please turn the light back off. We do have another question for you. Thank you. What the hell was that? It sounded like something moving like through brush behind me. That was weird.
All I know is I keep hearing something strange. It sounds like it's back that direction.
My question I wanted to finish asking is if you were part of the search party, did you find the boy, but you didn't come in time and he was already dead? And you feel you are guilty or responsible for not finding him in time? If so, please turn on the light. Top 300 I'm watching. Charlie, if you don't like how I do my investigations, you're welcome to do your own.
What do you say?
I talk too much. Okay, so we did get a delayed response to that. So even though we did ask questions that the boy was never found, you know, we're trying to maybe get some other answers here. All right, so what we narrowed down so far, if whatever is communicating with us is truthful, that it's not a young boy or a young girl or a child, that they did give a response to being someone who was involved with the camp but did not work there. They were maybe a visitor or part of a search party for the boy. We did get a response that the boy did not survive, right?
Yes.
So the boy was deceased, and we got a response that they were maybe responsible for their death or not finding them in time to help them stay alive. That's our general answers that we have so far, and that's all we could go with for the moment. If you are all right, we're hearing stuff in the distance. Just one moment. Yeah, I heard that.
It sounds like that metal again.
Yeah, that pipe again. So we got mixed answers as whether or not the boy was found, but we do know that he was not alive. He is now deceased. We want to find out, though, if you are a spirit who was searching for him when you were alive, are you still searching for him now? Do you feel that you're lost or trapped in these woods, still searching? If so, please turn on the light.
Some of these sounds are just really uncomfortable. Actually got a good question.
Go ahead and ask if you want.
Are there other spirits or people out here besides you with us tonight? If there are, please turn on the light.
You got a response there.
So now the question is, all the noises that we're hearing in the distance that constantly sound the same.
I'm going to ask that next. Okay, so we just got confirmation that there is others here with us besides who is communicating. Almost the entire time, more so now, recently, we've been hearing sounds in the background, in the distance, kind of just out of our line of sight. We're going to find out if they are responsible for that sound.
You see that? Like something moving in the grass.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I shot my flashlight down there initially. It's just a moth down there.
Oh.
A really big one.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured I'd check so I know. Tell me it's a snake now.
Okay, so once they turn the light off, we're going to ask if they are responsible for the sounds that we're hearing. You guys probably can't hear them, but we've heard them multiple times, all three of us. We are trying our best to be careful, so we're just taking it moment by moment. So since we've been here investigating with you tonight, we've been hearing some sounds and seeing some things just off in the distance. You did confirm that there are others here with you, with us. Are you or anyone else responsible for those sounds that we've been hearing and the sights we've been seeing? If yes, please turn on that light. Mouthy, no, it's not the most activity we've encountered, but it is one of the better nights, but we have encountered more at other locations.
Honestly, more than I expected.
Yeah. Might be back there. Bobby Shine, $50 super chat. Wow, thank you for what you do. Thank you, Bobby, so much. Very generous donation. Okay, so we got no response for my question if they are responsible for the sounds that we're hearing in the distance, but something is making sounds periodically. And they're not animal sounds, they are like deliberate metal sounds, like something intentionally making the noise.
Should ask the other question we always ask before we're in any danger of being here.
Whoever is communicating with us, though, we do want to thank you for talking with us and communicating. We are very appreciative of your willingness to answer our questions and to talk with us. So thank you. What? Just heard a really, yeah, like a wild boar or something.
Apparently they agree.
We just heard what would sound like a pig snorting or like a wild boar in the distance. Really weird. Not something you would typically hear in these woods.
It's definitely been an uncomfortable night.
We'll ask you, if you or anyone here wants to try to communicate another way, can you make a sound? Can you try to touch one of us? Can you try to move something, break a stick, walk in front of the lights, do anything you want to try to make us known that you're here with us? And if you want us to stop questioning you, we will. We just need confirmation that you can understand us and that you do hear us. Heard that again.
It's always uncomfortable when you hear sounds, but you never hear footsteps or any of the brush moving.
So those of you who are tuning in, just to give you a quick recap, not to be repetitive, but I do want to fill some people in. We are at a location that was requested for us to come by a viewer. They live near an old camp. It was a children's camp. Operated, we believe, from the 40s to around the early 80s. And sometime in the late 70s, a young boy around 10 years old was hiking through these woods with his group. Apparently stumbled off, got lost, wandered off, whatever happened. He never returned back to the camp.
I'm going to take a walk back there and see if I see anything.
Okay. And
Be careful.
they started searching for him and never found him. It became a really intense investigation. And up until, RJ's going to be walking in front of the camera. Up until now, there has not been any reports that he's been found. From the communication that we made with this spirit or entity, they did say that the boy is deceased and that they were responsible for his death or for searching for him, but the body was not found. But the person who notified us of this location said that there's random noises that come from these woods, screams, random noises, like just things that they cannot explain at various times, almost every night. So we were requested to come here to investigate. The light is, someone is still trying to make contact, as it appears. Nothing's making noise in front of us here like we asked, but the light is still giving us responses to almost confirm what we're talking about. But RJ is up ahead in the woods. He is trying to find out what's causing the noises, because we are hearing stuff in the distance that we can't explain. Matt, I will ask that question. Actually, no, we did already ask. We asked if they were at one time a human being on this earth, and they did confirm that. So they do know they are a spirit now. They do know they're dead. Yeah, we're going to ask that next, Jill, to see if they need any type of help.
right here. And as I turned around and walked back, a frog jumped in and scared the crap out of me.
No evidence of anything else?
No.
So RJ said he took a walk back there, as we saw, and he said there was a little stream back there with water flowing, and he did have a frog that scared him, but no evidence of anything or anyone being back there making the noises we've been hearing. But we want to ask, something falling from the tree. We want to ask, though, if you are here, do you need help? Do you feel trapped? Are you looking for somewhere to go? If yes, please turn on the light. Sean, we've had times, though, where the light would come on and off within about 10 seconds or stay on for over 2 to 3 minutes. It really varies. I know there is, people that do believe, it's all mechanical that's making it happen, but we've had responses at other investigations that it would come on and off multiple times within 1 to 2 minutes, within 3 seconds of us answering a question. So, I don't doubt what you're saying, but we've had evidence, though, that it's kind of hard to justify that is what's causing it.
Do you think that maybe it could be that it's moving away from it when you ask and then coming back to it, turn it on?
It's possible.
That's why you get the delayed responses sometimes.
Ginger Unicorn, thank you for the super chat. Well, if anyone is here, whoever, whatever you are that's communicating with us, if you feel you are trapped here, I could tell you that you are no longer needed here. You could go towards the white light if you do see one. The search is over for the young boy, and you're no longer needed to keep searching or wondering or trying to make things better. What is done, and you're free to move on now. If there's others here with you, they're free to move on too. They could go towards the white light. Go to find peace. We confirmed through the questions that whoever was communicating with us was helping look for the boy. They were part of either the search party or part of being responsible for finding him or his death, something along those lines. We couldn't get, obviously, a direct response, but we got something along those lines that he was involved somehow.
Oh, look at the size of them moths.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any?
Kind of cool looking with the different color lights.
Do you have any final questions you want to ask, or anything else you want to say, departing wise, or anything?
No,
No.
just aside from our usual, stay here.
Yeah. Jeez.
Right?
It's like the Incredible Hulk. Some big moths around here.
Could find out if it wants us to, come back again another day.
We're going to ask you to answer this question by turning off the light. If you'd like us to return again in the future and to try to communicate more with you, or to try to get more answers or to give you more help, please shut the light off. Have you visited your great-grandparents? I have not, whatchamacallit. See, the light's like flickering now.
Yeah. If you want us to not come back and bother you anymore, can you please make it really bright and leave it on?
likes us.
So we're going to ask one final question before we do end our investigation. And then off camera, we do our protective sayings to protect ourselves so that nothing comes with us or attaches itself to us. People did ask that we do take those precautions. We did ask if there's more of them here, and they did confirm yes. Jenny Walters, $5 super sticker. Thank you so much, Jenny. Before we leave, we'd like to ask you one final question. We'd like to know, did you happen to know ahead of time about the boy's death? Did you see it coming, or did you have any inclination that something bad would happen in these woods? If so, please turn on the light. Yeah. Sound again. Okay, well, on behalf of myself and the three of us here, we do want to thank you for communicating with us. I wish we could have got more answers, but we do want to thank you for what you shared with us. It did give us a lot of insight and help fill in some of the blanks. And we may return in the future. And if you want to, you're welcome to share your communication abilities with us. But we're going to approach the equipment and the lights and collect our gear here. So for those of you viewers who are watching, we do want to thank you for joining us tonight for this investigation. I want to give a special shout out to the viewer who told us this location, because it turned out to be one of the stranger, off-put, creepier ones. Not the best activity we ever had, but enough to sustain that yes, we did make contact. If you guys happen to watch this on the replay, feel free to leave any timestamps down below as to what you find or hear as you're watching this replay. For a highlighted, shortened version, Alan will release a video on his channel, and he'll talk with you guys in a moment to let you know any details about that. Also want to thank RJ for joining us tonight, for helping not only us keep safe, but for being a mod in the chat, and for just making sure that things are going smoothly for us. But it's been a heck of a night, though. It's been something strange. This is our first really nighttime wooded investigation surrounding a mystery like this. So what the heck was that? That was like a weird noise coming from there. It's hard to even explain what it was, but it caught my attention. All right, do you want to give your departing thoughts?
Yeah. All right, guys. Really hoping all you guys enjoyed this. As we hear more noises. Really hope you guys enjoyed this adventure. This was a little bit more on the creepier side. You know, being back here where we're at, there's not exactly anywhere to run. So if an animal or if another person did try to attack us, it's more of a confrontational location rather than trying to back up and simply run away. So fear factor definitely plays into account here. Didn't expect the activity, you know, especially being out in the woods. You would traditionally think that, you know, there's not going to be all that much. You know, same thing with like cemeteries. Like there's creepy stories and things about them, but you never really know, you know, what you're going to get. And, you know, for as large as these woods are, you know, we happen to come in the prime spot. And get a lot of activity. So hopefully you guys did enjoy what you saw. I know, you know, for myself, I'm impressed with everything. So
Also, just to make a note too, that if you guys happen to know of anything locally here in Pennsylvania of a place that's haunted, whether it's a residence, a building, a section of woods, anything that has something paranormal or mysterious attached to it, you're welcome to let us know through email or Facebook. Also too, we do have a couple of viewers that reach out to us in Ohio and Virginia for some paranormal investigations. Reportedly their houses are haunted. So if we can organize that and get the funding for it, we're going to try to go out to Ohio and Virginia to do some paranormal investigation of private residences. So we'll keep you updated on that. Frederick Graysix, $5 super chat. Thank you, Frederick, very much. Anyways, guys, we are going to get things wrapped up here. We do have a little bit of a walk to get back to the safety zone, so to speak, where our vehicles are. So we're going to take our time and make our way safely back. I'm not showing you myself because I don't want to blind myself with the light. So I'm just going to wrap it up from here. But it's been a long time since we did an investigation. What was our last one? Was it Knox Mine or was it Concrete City? Concrete City was our last paranormal investigation, where we did receive some incredible responses using that Maglite. That can be found under the paranormal playlist if you want to watch that and see what we encountered. But since then, this is our first one, and it was a really good location and a great investigation. And hopefully the questions we asked were sufficient for both you and the spirits, because we got some pretty interesting answers. Some of them we were hoping we didn't get yes answers to, but we did. So that's just how it plays out. You don't know what to expect. Anything is possible at any time. But on behalf of myself, RJ, and Alan, RJ, you have anything you want to say? No?
I think you guys pretty much covered it.
Yeah, so just thanks to him for being with us and making sure, like I said, everything went as good as could be expected.
Yeah, definitely glad to be along.
But tomorrow night, though, Sunday Night Live, hope you could join me, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do a recap of tonight as to, you know, what we experienced for those who didn't get to watch. And, of course, we'll have all the other fun segments that we normally do on Sunday Night Live. So between now and then, enjoy your Sunday. Stay safe, stay cool. And until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Oh, wait, I missed a super chat, I think. Hang on. Freaking monster hit me in the face. Renee Reb, nice job. Go get burgers. Thank you, Renee, so much for the super chat. All right, guys. Gonna wrap it up from here. Take care. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Good night, everybody.